Hello friends, welcome back to Vocab Builder. Today, I want to share a story that will remind you, your voice doesn't have to be loud to be powerful. Your presence doesn't have to be big to make an impact. Because sometimes, it's the ones who go unnoticed that the world remembers forever. This is the story of Ravi, the silent genius. From the very beginning, Ravi was different. He wasn't the type to raise his hand in class or argue with his classmates. He didn't laugh the loudest or try to be the center of attention. He wasn't loud. He wasn't flashy. In fact, he was so quiet that most people never noticed him at all. He sat in the last row of the classroom. He always brought a lunchbox from home and usually ate alone. He didn't play sports. He didn't attend birthday parties. He didn't post selfies or updates on social media. But there was something about Ravi that nobody saw. Inside his mind was a world far bigger than anyone imagined. He was always thinking, always wondering, always observing. While others were talking about the latest cricket match or a new phone, Ravi was asking questions no one else even thought of. Why do batteries work the way they do? Can a smartphone camera detect things beyond what the eye can see? What if you could save lives using just a simple app? No one saw these questions living inside him, because Ravi never said much. But his silence was not empty. It was full of purpose. At night, when the world went to sleep, Ravi came alive. He would sit at his tiny desk with an old laptop that froze every 15 minutes. He didn't have a high-speed internet connection. He didn't have the latest gadgets or the newest tools. But he had one thing that mattered more than anything else: obsession. He spent hours reading PDFs on chemistry, electronics, coding, machine learning. He watched tutorials on a cracked phone screen at 144p resolution. He downloaded open-source files and studied them line by line. He broke apart old toys and used remotes, damaged radios, just to see what was inside. Every wire, every code, every spark, it all fascinated him. He wasn't studying for marks. He was studying for mastery. While his classmates were working hard to pass exams, Ravi was building something bigger, a dream. A dream to solve a problem that he had seen growing up, the problem of unsafe drinking water in poor villages. He remembered visiting his uncle's village during summer holidays, where people often got sick after drinking from hand pumps or wells. He remembered how helpless the doctors were. No one had time to test water samples from every home. And that's when his mind began spinning. What if there's a way to test the water instantly, using just a mobile phone? What if technology could do what no lab or government ever did fast enough? This thought stayed with him, year after year. Even as school ended and college began. Even when everyone else seemed to move on with their lives. In college, Ravi was still the same quiet, introverted, focused. His classmates rarely included him in group projects. Professors thought he was just another average student. But while others were chasing grades, Ravi was chasing something else. He worked nights and weekends. He skipped parties. He saved every rupee to buy second-hand parts from local markets. He even took up small freelance jobs just to afford better internet for a few months. Still, there were days he went hungry to buy batteries and sensors. But he never gave up. Years passed. Ravi graduated. He applied for jobs, got rejected again and again. Not confident enough. Doesn't speak well. Too quiet for a team environment. The same labels from school followed him into adulthood. People still didn't understand him. Still didn't believe in him. Still didn't see him. But none of that stopped him. Because Ravi didn't need the world to believe in him. He believed in himself. In the dusty garage behind his house, Ravi kept working. Through power cuts, frustration, system crashes, illness, he kept going. For 10 years, he worked on the same problem, without applause, without recognition, without a single guarantee that anything would come of it. And then, One day, everything changed. The app was finally ready. It was simple. You open your phone, take a photo of a glass of water. The app, using AI and light wave patterns, could detect whether the water had dangerous contaminants in just seconds. It worked. Ravi didn't hire a PR team. He didn't throw a launch party. He simply uploaded it online quietly. Within 48 hours, it started spreading. People in small towns downloaded it and began testing their water. NGOs started using it during field work. A popular journalist wrote about it in a viral tweet. Meet Ravi, the man who built a life-saving app in silence. And suddenly, the world turned its head. News anchors who had never heard of him were now praising him. Companies that once ignored his applications now offered him blank checks. Universities invited him to speak. Global tech summits sent him personal invitations. And when he finally stood on stage, in front of thousands of people, they expected a fiery, confident genius. But Ravi stood there, quiet as always, calm, focused, and he said just this: I was never the loudest in the room, but I was always listening, always learning, always believing. And I never stopped building, not even when no one believed in me. His words went viral, because in that one sentence, he gave a voice to millions of people around the world who had ever been overlooked, underestimated, or ignored. Ravi didn't just build an app. He built proof. Proof that you don't need fame to matter. Proof that you don't need permission to begin. Proof that you can do something great, even when no one is watching. So here's the truth. The world often celebrates the loudest voice in the room, the most confident, the most charismatic, the ones who shine under the spotlight. But real change, real innovation, real transformation, that often comes quietly, from a small room, from a tired person, from someone the world forgot. So if you're watching this right now, and you've ever felt invisible, I want you to remember Ravi. Remember that your quiet does not make you weak. Your silence does not make you less intelligent. Your dreams, even if kept secret, are still powerful. You don't need to shout to be heard. You just need to keep building. Keep going. Keep believing. Because one day, your time will come. And when it does, the same world that ignored you will listen. Not because you changed who you are, but because you never stopped being who you truly were. The loudest voice may fill the room, but the strongest ideas often come from the quietest hearts. If this story touched something inside you, if it reminded you of your own silent battles, your late-night efforts, your unspoken dreams, then don't let it end here. Share this story with someone who needs to hear it, someone who's working in silence, someone who's starting to doubt themselves, someone who needs to be reminded that being quiet doesn't mean being small. Subscribe for more stories that fuel your fire. Comment below and tell us, are you the silent genius in your story? Like this video if you're ready to keep building, no matter who's watching.